I'm LaShonda Milner.
I'm Christina Howell. This is Fcso 34 News.
The Week in Review. Christina with the Week in the Spotlight.
We have responded to an increased number of suicide attempts over the last couple of weeks. We know that 2020 has been an extremely challenging year, and traditionally over the holidays, the number of suicide attempts increases. If you are depressed or think that life is not worth living, please seek help. You can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline or text the Crisis Text Line. Both services are free, available 24 hours a day, and confidential. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States and one of the most challenging calls for our deputies to respond to. Each and every day, the memories of World War II are disappearing. The sights, the sounds, the terrors, the triumphs. Only about 300,000 of the 16 million Americans who served in World War II are still alive today. In light of this information, and in celebration of Veterans Day, we hosted a parade honoring the 3 World War II veterans we are aware of here in Forsyth County. Pearl Harbor survivor Mr. Thomas Shook, 99 years old, Mrs. Mary Skip Boyles, 104 years old, and Mrs. Susan Hubbard Rudd, 102 years old. Thank you to all who participated in the parade, including the Clemens Fire Department and the Winston-Salem Police Department, and a special thank you to all who have served and who are serving our country. This Sunday, November 15th at 12:30 p.m., we will be dedicating a new playground at the Piedmont Park Homes. You may remember that we began community fundraising efforts for this project, collaborating with Freeze Moravian Church and the Winston-Salem Police Department on a spaghetti dinner in January of this year. We ultimately raised $22,000. We will be dedicating the new playground equipment and honoring Hazeline Neely, who operated the after-school program there for over 20 years. We've yet again had a large number of reported car break-ins, this time in the Clemens area. The best way to protect yourself from becoming a victim is to lock your doors.
Deputy Wire shares how we can give back to our community.
Today I'm here to talk to you about a food drive that I'm a part of yearly, known as the SUF Thanksgiving Food Drive. SUF stands for Cy Unison Fitness. That is a former fitness team that I am a part of. I used to compete in natural bodybuilding. Every year, the owner of Cy Unison Fitness, Ryan Sullivan, based out of Long Island, New York, has his teammates who are located all over the country basically raise money to be able to buy food and then donate it to local food banks. To date, we have raised over $150,000+ since the inception of the food drive. This year, I've already surpassed my previous record of $3,100, with today sitting at $3,210, somewhere in that range. But I mean, every dollar counts, and we're able to stretch that as far as you can imagine. So we are still accepting donations pretty much until the middle of next week. Obviously, we would like time to be able to buy food so that families have an ample amount of time to be able to gather what they need for their families. So if you wish to donate, the website specifically addressed for me will be located here on the screen. However, there is a site based for the entire team, so you can see what each individual teammate has raised thus far this year. Again, if you wish to donate, those links will be available to you. We are still accepting donations, and thanks so much.
Driver's training is designed not only to sharpen driver skills, but to ensure that our deputies are ready to respond to emergency situations while keeping our community safe. Christina reports on her experience at our 2020 driver's training.
Even though our deputies spend hours each day behind the wheel, high-speed driving skills require practice. I'm out at the driving track with Captain Pete Schutt, and he's going to tell us a little bit about driver's training.
We use our cars more than we use any of our other tools throughout our shifts. Today we're doing what we call emergency response. You have two officers. We're trying to create a scenario of two officers responding to some type of emergency call, one behind the other. So what the officers are doing here, they're learning about the dynamics of their car. They're learning about some physics. They're learning about how their equipment can deteriorate throughout a Code 1, what we call a Code 1 lights and sirens type run. And it's more of a familiarization to get them adapt and to understand the limitations of their equipment so that we don't end up wrecking.
There are many different kinds of calls for service, and deputies respond to them in different ways.
We can have varying responses, and you'll see officers just out riding around. They very well could be on the way to a call, following the normal course of everyday driving, following all the rules and regulations, and then sometimes you'll see them with their lights and sirens on, going to a more serious call.
I asked Captain Schutt to explain why law enforcement officers can break the laws that they spend so much time enforcing.
The general statute does make allowances for law enforcement in the pursuit of bad guys, bad girls, whatever the case may be. They do give us the ability to, I wouldn't say violate the law, but we do not have to adhere to the law. But let me put this into perspective as well. Even though we are allowed to do that by statute, we are still held to a standard. And what is that standard? For the greater good of the community and not to put anybody else's life in danger. Just remember, we're out there every day, and we may be responding to calls whether you know we are or not. Please allow us to do our jobs, and keep in mind that we're going to be keeping your safety in mind as well.
Christina with our trends and statistics.
During the month of October, our Special Investigative Services Division made multiple seizures and arrests. Most notably, they seized almost 2.5 pounds of meth with a street value of over $133,000. They also seized ecstasy worth over $15,500, heroin with a street value of almost $7,500, marijuana worth over $27,000, $26,121 in cash, 13 handguns, 4 long guns, cocaine, oxycodone, and LSD. We also worked with other agencies to seize an additional $60,290, which will be dagged, and we assisted in seizing 10 kilos of meth in another jurisdiction. Also during the month of October, our permits unit saw 3,208 individuals in 22 working days. They took in applications for 728 concealed carry permits, as well as an additional 1,560 pistol purchase permits applications. We generally see an increased number of applications for both CCW and pistol purchase permits during election years. We expect for the number of increased applications to continue through February. As a reminder, you may either schedule an appointment online or walk in.
Human resources is important in any organization. Dr. Tony Burton explains the mission and the purpose of our HR division.
The HR division of the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office supports the vision, mission, and objectives of the strategic plan of the Sheriff's Office. We do this by making sure our employees are qualified, diversified, and represent our community at large. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office is made up of 3 bureaus: the Administrative Bureau, the Enforcement Bureau, and the Detention Bureau. That consists of 606 employees total. Human Resources Department consists of 7 employees: the HR manager, myself, 2 HR technicians, 3 background investigators, and 1 recruiter. The hiring process for the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office takes approximately 6 to 8 weeks to complete. It consists of 8 steps: the initial application, testing, interviewing, background investigations and interview, a conditional offer, medical, psychological testing and screening, a final offer, and then the actual onboarding. If you're interested in joining our team, visit our website at gofcsonc.org.
Thank you for joining your FCSO 34 News, the Week in Review.
Remember to like, comment, and share.
truth, transparency,
and understanding.